Yeah, the news is the province has turned down the idea of that nature survivalist school in the middle of East Sooke Park, a capital regional district park, but a little piece of it, little corner of the park is actually provincial crown land, which is why this happened. And we learned that story when we talked to the founder and the head instructor with this school. It's One with Nature Survival and Bushcraft School. We spoke to him back when this was a proposal, and now that we're at this stage of the story, we wanted to reach back out and follow up. So Vitaliy Svetlichnyy is joining us on the line. Sir, how you doing today?
Good. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So I guess the application did not go the way you'd hoped. You applied to the province to use this piece of crown land in the middle of the park for the school, and it sounds like they've turned it down. Can you give us the update on what happened?
Yeah, there's province's decision-making process, and we just follow it, and we get refusal. So naturally, I kind of disappointed with the outcome. I invested nearly 4 years into developing this proposal because I truly believe outdoor education saves lives and help people enjoy wilderness safely and responsibly. However, at the same time, I respect the province's decision-making process. My mission has never been about owning a particular piece of land. It has always been about educating people, and that mission continues.
Yeah, I remember you told us about this when we spoke to you earlier in the process. You were telling us that this wasn't you trying to restrict access to any bit of East Sooke Park. There just happened to be this crown land there where you wanted to run the school, but it's not like you were going to fence it off and keep people out of it. At least that was what you told us. But in the end, I guess it was turned down. What was there any reason? Did the province say the reason why they said no?
The reason is very strong opposition, and there's a decision-making paper, and just listed all reasons for rejection, and it's available online.
Okay, so you can check it out there. Yeah, and you said some disappointment on your part after putting all of that effort into this over 4 years. Are you feeling a little bit like maybe there should have been some information before you started this process about where this might have gone, or how are you feeling now that you're at the end of all that effort?
So as I said, naturally I'm disappointed. However, I still believe every community has the right to decide what kind of projects it wants nearby. It's clear that this location wasn't the right fit. Rather than continuing a long conflict, I would rather focus my time and energy on finding a community that shares our vision of outdoor education, environmental stewardship, and prevention. Like, you can't win wildfire when it's going strong and everywhere, but you can prevent it. And this is our main mission, and I don't kind of focusing on frustration. I'm focusing on continuing my mission.
So you are hoping to do this somewhere else. Where do you think you might try to take it next?
Absolutely. Like, going forward, I would like to find a location where a local government, nearby residents, and First Nations all see value in what we're trying to accomplish. Projects like this work best when they're built in cooperation rather than conflict. And you may ask, but you saw the opposition at the beginning. Yes, you will always have opposition. This decision doesn't change the mission of One with Nature. We will continue teaching wilderness survival, bushcraft, navigation, and environmental stewardship. The only thing that changes is where we eventually build our permanent home.
And do you think, did you have any idea of where that might be?
I have a couple options, but I want to make sure that all local government, nearby residents, and First Nations all kind of accepting and follow, kind of share the same values.
Do you think going through this process here at East Sooke Park will help you with the next one? Do you think you've learned some lessons that'll help make the next one a success?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely. Looking back, I don't regret submitting the application at all. It has been almost 4 years of learning about crown land, environmental planning, consultation, and working with many different organizations. Whether the answer is yes or no, you learn by trying, right? It like if you never try to build something worthwhile, you will never build anything at all. So I don't regret. I learn a lot, and I think it only will help us in the future.
Actually, sounds like it's in keeping with the spirit of what you teach in the school, just a different application for it.
Exactly. I just say, as I say, the mission is still the same: teaching people and educating. Like as I said in the first interview, in the first discussion, we try to focus on educating people who doesn't have access to the land. It's not about landowners who have tons of land. They have land to practice. But what about urban people who is living in the city and they don't have access to the land? But eventually, sooner or later, they just go on in the wilderness and they do some mistakes. They're facing serious challenges with wildlife. And why? Not because some people say, oh, they're doing these stupid actions. It's not about stupidity. They just don't have experience. And if organizations like we are is not giving them the chance to improve their skills, there will be more and more problems, more and more wildfires. So I believe that prevention is the best solution.
Well, we'll see where it goes from here. Founder and head instructor, One with Nature Survival and Bushcraft School, Vitaliy Svetlichnyy is talking to us. Thanks so much for giving us the update, and good luck with the future of trying it again somewhere else.
Thank you, Ryan.
All right.
Have a good day.
There we go. Yeah, and there's the update. I guess the bottom line is the province said no. And I think for a lot of folks, I mean, there was a ton of opposition from locals, from the CRD itself, from First Nations in the area, which made sense, right? Like,
I think there was a knee-jerk reaction to what? There's a piece of land there that's not protected as Crown land?
Yeah, and I think that was the thing. Like, for this, I always felt bad for him because we spoke to him the first time. Like, it definitely felt like he's a guy who didn't quite realize. Like, I think if you're a local here, you kind of know that this is never going to be allowed in the middle of a park.
He saw it available.
But as far as he was concerned, it was just like, oh, hey, there's some Crown land here.
Right.
There's this process for applying to do things on Crown land. I'm doing all the things right.
He did.
He wasn't trying to cause a huge hornet's nest of opposition,
and he wasn't
which he
trying
did.
to slide one in on the, over the public's.
It seemed innocent enough, but but it was obvious that it was never going to happen, and it's almost sort of too bad that he got led along this path.
He spent so much time working on it in order for it to turn out that way. But what a positive attitude, because he just said he's learned from the opportunity to actually apply for it and go through the process. So he's coming out stronger in the end.
I'm going to close with this text message at 7:10:10. I live in East Sooke, says the texter, and I am over the moon about the decision not to allow the use of the land for this school. The person trying to do it can talk till he's blue in the face. We don't want it. It put the park and surrounding area at risk of fire, and it's invasive to the natural setting of the park. And texter, that's exactly, I think, the overwhelming response that the government heard, and they obviously made the decision that I think makes a lot of sense to everybody, you included. It was interesting. I never realized there was this weird, like, that it wasn't all CRD Park, that there's a little sliver of provincial Crown land in the middle for just reasons of history. And